is June the 15th, 2025, and I took a nap at 7:27 p.m. I woke up about 8:12 p.m. and law enforcement had turned off my phone and preaching was turned off. I was listening to T.D. Jakes. My phone had a full charge on it, or was on the way to a full charge, because I plugged it in when I was on live. I woke up to the live video still being on, but it said 00. Usually it has 1 on there, at least 1, because it's always at least one person connected to my phone. But it said 00, which meant the phone and the live wasn't truly connected. I went back to sleep and put the phone on the charger, went back to sleep about 8:12 and woke up and the phone was not charged, and I looked at it and they're not my chargers. I wrote on both of my chargers with highlighters to the phones that they were. And I just mentioned something about law enforcement tearing up the ports to your phones earlier today on my live, and woke up this evening and both of my cords are switched. They either switched them to iPhone cords, which still should charge it, but I think it's something they did to the port in the inside of the car because it's not charging, because they don't want both of these phones on. So I don't know whether they did something to the port or actually switched the chargers, but either way, the chargers is not the chargers that are mine. I wrote stylist on one and I wrote new on the other. And the new charger was from the actual the Samsung A16 that I took back, and the stylus was obviously the stylus charger. And I don't see either one of them in the car, and I checked the ports with a flashlight and there's no writing on either one. I got 2 other chargers in the back charger, the USB cords, but I didn't check to see if they were, I got out of the car at Walmart and went to the trunk, and then I immediately thought they do stuff to make you do a desired act. And Walmart is a place that they say I swap out drugs and meet people in the parking lot. So I got back in the car and didn't look for the boxes. When I woke up, I've been in and out my purse all day, and I never had a new box of eyelashes. Let me see what it was in my purse. Any lashes or whatever I got are in my makeup bag. And I woke up with a new box of lashes on the top of my wallet. And I done been in and out my wallet all day. And normally my wallet be zipped up and I have no lashes and then buy none. I looked at lashes yesterday in Dollar Tree and said some was pretty. So they bought lashes and put them in the inside of my purse to let me know that they had been not only in the car but in my purse, and probably took the card. But I checked I put my wallet, checked my wallet for my ID, for my bank card, and for the Cash App card. They still come in the car whenever I'm asleep and put me to sleep with gas. I had a weird dream that I was either with somebody or something about going to the doctor or whatever. But I dreamed vaguely that I was talking to law enforcement about my back or something like that. I don't know I didn't really try to think of what it was, but the dream wasn't normal. I'm mainly making this video because of my charger and what I just said earlier today. I said something earlier today on another video about the trees at the store. I got off at a store that I'm not really familiar with the area, and I went to the store to get something to eat today. I went to Quick Trip and got off and went to the store and said, look at how bad the black people area looked, that it don't have no trees. And they said something about Bertrand picked up AI Bertrand. When I call the number, law enforcement is on that line. And so they add parts to the conversation to make my lifestyle go with my nephew's lifestyle in Augusta, Georgia. The law financed part of my car with somebody named Steve that I don't know, and has this car registered in Augusta, and it's not supposed to be registered in Augusta. I still don't have my tag, and they didn't change the address to reflect the address that I have here in Atlanta. So I don't know where the tag is, and more than likely law enforcement has put that tag on somebody's car in Augusta or with the duplicate vehicle that's around me, and will give me that tag after that person has already had it. But I still don't have it, and they put an Augusta address on my paperwork. It was the same dude that worked for Range Rover that I saw in 2024 when I asked Ketchup to pick me up one day. He picked me up from the Range Rover dealership, and where I went to go ask about a car and look around, and I saw the same dude that worked at Steve Raymond Chevrolet here in Atlanta. He was at the Range Rover dealership, and I spotted him on his computer that they moved to Steve Raymond dealership. He was that same saying. He had a peculiar saying on his computer, and I spotted it, and that's how I was able to link him. It was not only his face that I remembered, it was his saying that God can do anything, or something, anything is possible. He has a interesting screensaver, and so they took him from that dealership and put him at Steve Raymond and used that interaction to work multiple deals to cars that I don't have. So I woke up with all of that and a little bit more, but I'm mainly concerned on what they did to my charging port. I gotta pee. I'm at the store and I'm waiting to go pee because it's a bunch of Mexicans around, and they send them every time I go to the store and every time I go to the bathroom. I never go to the bathroom without Mexicans, and I never go to the bathroom without a male with dreads. They have multiple profiles in place. One is heavy set that links another time frame, backdated, and one is extra slim that links this period with some form of sickness or whatever. The law has a bald-headed profile with no hair that is in motion, and that just came about. I don't know what the bald head is for. I think it's to link the profile where I just was on Adams Lake, but they are now using a bald-headed profile, and it's a male and female. It was at Goodwill today. It's also at work with black slim glasses, slim figure, and they both wear these kind of off-name rugged Fila type shoes that are common in every household. Bestseller Road had them. Judson Avenue had them. I don't know what the significance in those shoes are, but they are at multiple residence locations where I've been. Again, I have to go to work, but I'm not going to work because I want to figure out what happened to my phones, or why my phone is not charging. And that means I gotta look for my charging ports or where I could plug up my phone. And I saw that last night at what gas station was I at last night? Oh, at the whenever I go to the Quick Trip in Dunwoody, law enforcement done started sending men only to hang around, and they've turned it into like a where it looks like a drug spot, or just where anybody hang around. And every time they go, they send a man to be begging to stand outside, and they always have a plug, the thing on the phone. Today in Popeyes, they sent a light-skinned older male in Popeyes that said, can you charge my phone? My phone is messed up. And that was earlier today in Popeyes when I went to eat. They sent a man in there with an Android phone, and it was turned off, and the screen looked like it was cracked. So my phone charger works, but I only have one, and that is, I believe it was so that both of my phones can't charge. They really don't want me interacting with both because they put one device on the other and swap between the devices. So if both phones are on and charged, then I can't I can easily detect what they're doing on the phone, and it's easier to notice. Versus if one phone is on and other is not, it makes it look visible to the cameras in the car that I have, I'm using one device when I'm not. So basically, if I only have one phone charged at a time, then it looks like I'm switching between iPhone and an Android, because the FBI has a iPhone that's cloned that's using my SIM card, and they have an Android. The Android that they're using is a Samsung version with the 3 cameras. They also got the Razr, they got the Razr that I have. That's why it was cheap at T-Mobile to get, because it's one that they have in operation on Lyft. But they do have the Samsung, they got a Samsung 22 or 24, somewhere in there. It's not, I don't think it's the brand new one, it's an older one. But it's the one Easter got, and they got the Samsung A16, and they got the A013 or whatever that is. But their Samsung has 3 cameras to it. They have that, and they got an iPhone. They got an iPhone, whatever iPhone Gwanda got. I think it's whatever iPhone Gwanda got, and whatever iPhone, and they got an iPhone SE. They got that. So that is what's going on tonight. I'm gonna see if I could get my charging port, like I said, to work. I think they messed up the port because it's not working. So I'm gonna see if I can get that fixed tonight, and I'll be back. But right now, I just wanted to make this video to show that my phone is not working and it is not charging. I'll be back later.